Walk into almost any hotel room in the world, and one thing greets you before anything else: white. The sheets are white. The pillowcases are white. The duvet cover, the towels, often even the robe in the bathroom. Everything is the same clean, bright, unbroken white. At first, that seems like a strange choice. White is the easiest color to stain. It shows every mark, every spill, every trace of use. If you were buying sheets for your own home, you might pick a color that hides wear, something forgiving that does not need perfect care. Hotels do the opposite. They choose the one color that hides nothing, and they do it on purpose. The story of the white hotel bed is really a story about trust, logistics, and psychology working together. Once you see how those forces line up, the color stops looking risky and starts looking almost inevitable. Let us start with the most important reason. White signals cleanliness. When you sit down on a bright white bed, your brain reads it instantly. There are no patterns to hide behind, no dark dyes to disguise a stain. If the sheets are spotless, you can see that they are spotless. Nothing is concealed. That visibility is not a weakness, it is the whole point. A stain on a colored sheet can blend in. A faded patch, an old mark, a bit of wear can all disappear into a busy print. But on white, any problem shows up immediately, and that means the hotel cannot cut corners without you noticing. So the white sheet is quietly making you a promise. It is saying, we have nothing to hide. Look closely. This bed is fresh. For a nervous traveler in an unfamiliar room, that reassurance is powerful. White is the fastest way to convince you that the space has been reset just for you. Now here is the part most guests never think about. The color white also solves an enormous laundry problem. A large hotel washes thousands of sheets, pillowcases, and towels every single day. That linen has to come back looking perfect, over and over for years. And the most reliable way to get fabric truly clean and sanitized is to wash it hot and bleach it hard. Bleach destroys color. On a dyed sheet, aggressive bleaching would fade the fabric into a patchy mess. But on white, bleach does no cosmetic damage at all. Because everything is white, all of it can go through the exact same wash, the same temperature, the same detergent, the same bleach, the same cycle. There is no sorting by color, no separate loads, no worrying that one red towel will ruin an entire batch. One process cleans it all. For a business washing linen at industrial scale, that simplicity saves an incredible amount of time, labor, and money. And the advantages keep stacking. When every sheet in the building is the same white, in the same standard sizes, they become completely interchangeable. Any sheet fits any bed. Any pillowcase fits any pillow. A housekeeper never has to hunt for the matching set for a single room. If a sheet gets torn or stained beyond saving, it is simply pulled and replaced from the same endless white pool. There is no dye lot mismatch, no slightly different shade sitting next to the old one, no waiting on a special order. A colored or patterned system would be a nightmare by comparison. Prints get discontinued, dye batches vary, and yesterday's sheets no longer match today's. Now let us move to the third force, psychology. White does not just look clean, it feels a certain way. To most people, a bright white bed reads as pure, calm, and expensive. It looks like a blank canvas, a small escape from the clutter of ordinary life. A hotel bed is supposed to feel like a reset. That sense of a clean slate is part of what you are paying for. And here is a detail that surprises people. Hotel beds were not always white. For much of the 20th century, many hotels used patterned bedspreads and darker colors, chosen to hide stains and wear. The old approach was to conceal. The modern approach is to reveal. The big shift is often traced to the late 1990s, when a major hotel chain reimagined the bed as a luxury experience, wrapping it in crisp, layered white linens. It worked. Guests loved it, and competitors raced to copy the look. Within a couple of decades, the bright white bed became the default expectation. There is also a practical reason white endures. The linens hotels use are usually a tough blend of cotton and polyester, built to survive hundreds of industrial washes. Because hotels buy a single color in enormous quantities, they get better prices and simpler supply chains than they ever could juggling many colors and prints. And white photographs beautifully. Under warm lighting, crisp white bedding looks bright and inviting in every photo, where the bed is often the star of the image. So step back. By choosing the one fabric that hides nothing, The hotel turns its biggest apparent weakness into its greatest strength. Sometimes the most reassuring thing a business can do is show you everything. Of course, it is not truly universal. Some boutique hotels lean into bold colors and patterns as part of their personality, trading a little reassurance for a memorable style. So the next time you pull back a crisp white hotel sheet, look a moment longer. It is signaling cleanliness, surviving the harshest wash, standardizing a whole building, and selling you calm. It hides nothing, and that is exactly why the hotel chose it.